Hello and welcome to our next video lesson. Today, since Mother's Day is coming up, I thought if you haven't made anything for your mother yet, or if you haven't gotten her anything, I thought these flowers, they're origami flowers, would be really sweet to give your mother. I know I would appreciate them, and I'm sure your mom would too, because what mom doesn't like? A handmade gift. And this is one in a very large form. I made mine in a smaller form, and I attached them with just some toothpicks so I could put them in this little pot that I have that my son made for me when he was itty bitty, just a little guy. Now these origami butterflies are also something that you could make. This was actually the video lesson for the 4th through 6th grade class. And if you want to jump on that video and watch how to make these as well, that would be really cute. You could do that. You could actually take these butterflies and do the same thing. You could attach some kind of a little stick or even your toothpick and put it in there along with your pot of flowers. It would make a really cute Mother's Day gift. You can make these flowers large as well. Same thing. If you by chance have any dowel rods, you could stick the dowel rod in there. You could even wrap it with some floral tape, or you could just paint or color that dowel rod green so it looks more like a stem. You could add a leaf to it. The possibilities here really are endless. With these little flowers, if you have any kind of like pearls or beads, if you wanted to add one to the very center, to glue those to the center of your flower, that would look really cute as well. Like I said, possibilities are endless. They're so fun to make. I had a blast making these. I have done these flowers before with one of my art classes, so if you've made these with me before, then hopefully if you don't remember, then you'll have a nice refresher. Okay. I'm going to set these aside so we can get started. One other thing is, and I know this is a lot younger because it's the 2nd through 3rd grade class, but they made these Mother's Day cards for their moms. And if you want to go back, I know this is a really simple little craft, but once again, that would be something very simple that your mom would really appreciate, because what mom does not love homemade card? And how cute would that butterfly be sitting right in there? You can even put one of these smaller flowers in there. You could make an entire bouquet of flowers. So you've got all kinds of things to get creative with today. All right, I'm gonna start off. Okay, you need some paper. You need some paper. You're gonna need some scissors. You're gonna need some glue. A glue stick will work. Liquid glue might be a little better for this. If you have tacky glue, that would be even better. This is actually a quick drying tacky glue. I know most of you don't have that. That's fine. That's just what I'm using because it helps me with the video to get it done. You just might have to hold. I'll show you where you might have to hold for a little while just to get things to set up for your glue to hold a little bit better. Toothpicks, if you want to use these for like a little flower pot stake like what I did here. These would also make really cute magnets for your refrigerator. If you have any kind of magnets, I have like those little round magnets that you could just glue to the back, put those on the refrigerator. Those would be absolutely adorable. If you don't have any magnets, here's a little trick for you. We get these advertisements, things like this, in the mail sometimes, or just when you go somewhere and you get it. If you're not using them, they're not on the fridge anymore. I save them because these make great magnets. You just cut them up, glue your flower to the back, pop it on your fridge. It's a great thing to use. Okay, let's get started. I think I've showed you everything you need. You are going to need 5 circles for each flower. So you got 5 circles makes one of these sections. I'm going to show you first off with a larger circle, and then I'll show you with some smaller circles as well. All right, to start off, we're going to take this circle and we're just going to fold it in half. Okay? So now we've folded our circle in half, and we're going to fold it once more in half again. All right. Now open that circle up. Not all the way, just have this half circle. And right here where you have this fold, I want you to take this corner and go directly up top and fold. Okay? Now, this step isn't necessarily completely necessary, but I think it just makes it easier when you're folding. I want you to take it, fold it upside down, and just fold it back on itself, just like you did before. So if I were to do it this way, flip it over, you know, second way. I don't want to confuse you there, but anyway. It's just giving this an extra bend, and it makes it easier. Okay? Now you're going to open your circle. Can you see all the lines you have? You have one going horizontal, one vertically, and then you've got these two diagonals. Well, what you're going to do here is you're actually going to pinch this right here on your fold, and you're going to bring it in all the way, and you're just going to fold those together. Just like that. Okay? Now, this is where your glue comes in, and don't worry, I'm going to go over this again with you, okay? I want you to take your glue and just put a small little bit, especially if you're using just regular liquid glue like Elmer's glue or your tacky glue. You don't need a lot, just a really thin line right on the edge. You don't need it all over here, just on the edge of both of these. And you're just going to hold them together. Now, like I said, if you're using Elmer's glue, you actually might need to hold this just for about, 10 seconds just to get it to stick. Another trick that you could use is grab hold of a clothespin. You could stick your clothespin on there, sit it off to the side, because you are going to need 5 of these. So I'm going to go over this again with you, and I'm going to do it with a small one. Now, when you're doing the small ones, you're actually going to fold with that color side in. This is my scrapbooking paper that I have used. So once again, fold completely in half. I know it's harder to see when it's little. And you're going to fold again. Open that up. Fold into that center line on just one half. And then just fold backwards. That's just the easiest way to do it. Open that circle up just a little bit. Remember, pinch and bring it in. Do you see how it just comes right in? Whoops, popped right out of my hand there. Fold it right in, and you're going to get this little triangular shape. And same thing, you're just going to add your glue, just a little bit. And like I said, you might have to hold for just about 10 seconds or so. Now, if you happen to be using a solid paper like this, and by chance you want maybe these inside pieces to be just a little bit different, to be like, your stamens inside, that would be a yellow color, you can actually take one of your circles, go ahead and fold it in half, take a crayon, color one half of that circle. This is going to give you just a little bit of color definition in there, make that look, you're not going to see it a whole lot, but you will see it a little bit, just enough to give you extra color. But now, when you fold, so pretend this fold isn't there, we're going to fold up so that color is all on one side. I'm putting mine on the left side, it doesn't matter which side. And now I'm folding over again, just like I did before. Okay? Opening up, keeping in mind that your color is on this side. That is the side that you're going to fold up to the center. Okay? Fold up to the center, open, fold back on that same fold line. It's just giving that fold line extra bend, just makes it easier when you get to this part. Pinch, bring it in, and glue. Just that little bit of glue is all you need. And now it may be a little more harder to see. I'm going to hold it up a little bit. Do you see how you can see just that little bit of color on the inside there? That's what you're going to get. So that's what you do if you have plain color and you want to add a little extra to the center there. All right, once you have all 5 of your petals done, here's all 5 of mine that I did with this polka dot. Kind of fluff them out a little bit. I like to just open them up a little bit, kind of flatten out that bend a little bit. Okay, now we're going to start gluing all of the petals together. So once again, you only need a very tiny little bit of glue, enough to hold, but not so much that it's going to slide all over. So glue 2 together. Make sure you're putting your centers together. Don't accidentally put one this way, because then your centers won't be together. So make sure those centers are all together. Remember, you're only putting glue on that inside edge. Just hold it, like I said, maybe for a count of 10, 15, or 20. Just enough to get that glue to hold. And you're going to keep following all the way around. I'm going to hold for just a little bit. You could possibly do this with 6 if you wanted. And the reason why I'm saying that, because if you wanted to make it like two-toned, or like say you had blue and pink paper and you wanted to do 1 blue, 1 pink, 1 blue, 1 pink, 1 blue, but in order to do every other color you would need to have 6 petals. You can do that. I personally like 5. I just think an odd number of petals works really good for this. But you can do 6 as well. It's just going to get a little more crowded, but that's all right. It'll work. And that's totally up to you. Get creative. Try it out. See what you think. Obviously, when you get to the last one, then you're going to glue. And you don't even have to glue both sides like I did, but you're going to put them together. I'm just trying to keep my thumb on top there while I'm holding this, just to try and keep them all together. There we go. Isn't that super cute? I just love these. I loved it when I did it the last time with you guys. If you were in class with me at that time, and if not, I really hope you enjoy it this time. Like I said, play around with it a little bit. Now there's one last step to take, and this is purely optional. If you look, whoops, at this flower, do you see how my corners are turned up a little bit? And this is just one little extra part that you can do. Now certainly you can leave it just out like this, but you can also turn those flowers up and it just gives it a little bit of a different look. It almost, to me, gives me like a dogwood flower look. But you can take a toothpick and just right along that corner, just kind of pop that in. You can also use your fingernail if you want. That'll help pop it in as well. Sometimes it's actually easier with your fingernail. Just right on that corner, right on that edge. your fold line there, just take your thumbnail and just bend a small corner of that in. And that just gives that flower just that little extra touch. And like I said, that's just personal preference. You don't have to do it if you don't like to, if you don't like that look, or you can. It's totally up to you. All right, just like that. Isn't that just the cutest little flower? I just love it. Flowers and polka dots, some of my favorites. Now, once again, I said you can do this with a little toothpick. You can stick a magnet on the back of there, put it on the refrigerator. I'm so gonna do that. I think my refrigerator needs a lot of these on it. I'm gonna make them, put them all over my fridge. But you can stick a little toothpick, just stick it right in there. If you've made a larger flower, then you can use, like I said, a dowel rod. You might be able to get a popsicle stick up in there. I'm not really sure. But if you have any dowel rods, you can use those. Shoot, you can go and try and get a stick out of your yard if you want some kind of a twig or something. If you want to put a little glue in there and help glue that to get it stuck. But these would make really adorable little plant stakes to put in your mom's plants. Or you could even put them on a card. You could glue this directly onto a card, make mom a card. Make sure you tell her how much you appreciate everything she does for you and how much you love her. Okay? I hope you really enjoyed this video lesson. Like I said, if you want to learn how to make the butterflies, go back, check out the video lesson for 4th through 6th grade. You also can look at the one for the little kids as well, because, you know, who doesn't love flowers on Mother's Day? All right, guys, hope you enjoyed.